sick of hearing about the same 5 fantasy shows on repeat? Yeah, same here. So let's switch it up. We're diving into the slept-on, underrated gems of the fantasy world, the ones that actually deserve the hype. These series aren't just kinda good, they're straight-up magical, hella dark, bold, and seriously bingeable. If you're a fantasy fan craving something new and fresh, get ready to level up your watch list. It's time to put the mainstream on pause and stream the real MVPs. Number 10, The Shinara Chronicles, streaming on Tubi. Alright, this one's a total sleeper hit. The Shinara Chronicles throws you into a wild, post-apocalyptic world where magic's made a major comeback and ancient evils are creeping in again. It's giving high fantasy vibes, but with that dystopian twist. Think elves, demons, and cursed relics, all with a modern, fast-paced flow. Based on the iconic books by Terry Brooks, the story follows a half-elf, a rogue human, and a badass elven princess on a high-stakes quest to save the Four Lands from straight-up chaos. Got druids, magical artifacts, and enchanted forests, but it's not all medieval and slow. It moves, and it looks gorgeous doing it. Yeah, it only ran for 2 seasons, but don't sleep on it. There's drama, action, and just the right amount of emotional chaos. If you're into epic quests, cursed bloodlines, and some solid magical lore, this one's a vibe. Number 9, Domina, streaming on MGM+. This one's a total power move. Domina flips the script on your typical Roman Empire drama. No emperors flexing or gladiators fighting here. Instead, it's all about Livia Drusilla, the OG boss lady and wife of Augustus, making serious power plays in a cutthroat, male-dominated world. Set in the messy early days of the Roman Empire, this series serves up political drama, secret agendas, and savage betrayals as Livia rises from exile to empress. It's giving Game of Thrones energy, but make it Roman, with all the palace scheming, toxic marriages, and gender dynamics you could ask for. The visuals, luxe, the drama, high-key intense, and Livia, straight-up savage. In the best way. If you're here for historical fantasy with a badass female lead, major plot twists, and that slow-burn revenge arc, Domina is seriously slept on and 100% worth the binge. Number 8, Lockwood and Company, streaming on Netflix, ghosts, drama, and vibes. Say less. Lockwood and Co. is that low-key banger set in an alternate London where spirits are straight-up deadly, and only teens can sense and fight them. It follows Lucy Carlyle, a psychic queen with serious skills who teams up with the mysterious, kinda emo but kinda brilliant Anthony Lockwood and their nerdy genius sidekick George. Together, this chaotic trio runs their own rogue ghost hunting squad, taking on cursed relics, shady government cover-ups, and hella creepy hauntings. All while battling their own personal baggage. The show brings the spooky with a sleek, supernatural detective vibe and snappy chemistry that hits just right. Think Stranger Things meets Sherlock, but with a goth rock edge and main character energy. Yeah, Netflix did us dirty by canceling it after 1 season, but trust, this one's still 100% worth the binge. It's got the mystery, the mood, and the squad goals to keep you locked in. Number 7, Shadow and Bone, streaming on Netflix. Okay, Shadow and Bone is straight fire. Set in the magical, messy world of the Grishaverse, this series mixes epic fantasy with political drama, romance, and some serious heist energy. It kicks off with Alina Starkov, a cartographer just trying to vibe, until, plot twist, she finds out she's the legendary Sun Summoner, aka the one person who might actually fix the world by tearing down the creepy, cursed Shadowfold. As she tries to master her powers, she gets pulled into royal chaos. Ancient prophecies, and a dangerously hot villain, the Darkling. Yep, Ben Barnes eating it up. Meanwhile, across the map, the Crows, aka a squad of chaotic, street-smart criminals, are out here pulling off high-risk missions and serving serious found family energy. The visuals? Gorgeous. The cast? Stacked. The drama? Constant. Even though Netflix canceled it way too soon, Brood, Shadow and Bone still goes hard. If you're into The Witcher, his dark materials, or just love magic, mayhem, and morally gray hotties, this show's got you. Don't sleep on it. Number 6, The Magicians, streaming on Tubi. This one's for the fantasy fans who like their magic a little messy and their vibes a lot chaotic. The Magicians is basically if Harry Potter grew up, got therapy, or needed it, and went full send into the dark, weird corners of magic. Based on Lev Grossman's hit books, It centers on Quentin Coldwater, a low-key genius and shy introvert who finds out magic is real and way more unhinged than he ever imagined. He ends up at Breakbills, basically Hogwarts but with more alcohol and trauma, where he and his crew unlock insane magical powers and stumble into Fillory, a fantasy world ripped straight from their childhood books that turns out to be creepy, twisted, and hella dangerous. Over 5 seasons, you get gods, monsters, time loops, identity crises, emotional wreckage, and a ton of WTF moments. The writing is sharp, the vibes are offbeat, and the character arcs hit hard. The Magicians is weird in all the best ways, and totally unforgettable. If you're down for magic with edge, chaos, and depth, this one's a must-watch. Number 5. Carnival Row, streaming on Prime Video. Alright, if you're into moody vibes, steampunk drip, and dark fantasy with brains, Carnival Row is seriously slept on. Set in a grimy, Victorian-inspired city with neon noir flair, this show throws humans and magical creatures into one chaotic melting pot where tension is always about to pop off. Orlando Bloom plays Philo, a half-fae detective trying to crack a string of creepy murders tied to dark magic and shady secrets. Then there's Vignette, played by Cara Delevingne, a badass fairy caught between rebellion and the complicated feels she still has for Philo. Yeah, it's messy, in the best way. The world building, elite. You've got social commentary baked in, immigration, racism, class war, all while mixing in epic fantasy, twisted mystery, and that slow burn revolutionary energy. With just 2 seasons, Carnival Row packs in major drama, stunning visuals, and a whole lot of, wait, what just happened? If you're down for fairies with attitude, dark conspiracies, and gritty magical chaos, this one's a vibe. Don't let it fly under your radar. Number 4. A Discovery of Witches, streaming on Netflix. If Twilight had a PhD and way better vibes, you'd get A Discovery of Witches. Based on Deborah Harkness's All Souls trilogy, this series is a whole mood, part fantasy, part historical drama, and part slow burn, forbidden romance that seriously delivers. It kicks off with Diana Bishop, a genius historian and low-key witch who wants nothing to do with magic, until she accidentally unlocks a powerful ancient manuscript in Oxford's Bodleian Library. Suddenly, she's caught in the middle of a supernatural turf war between witches, demons, and vampires who are all way too obsessed with this book. Enter Matthew Claremont, vampire, geneticist, and total immortal snack. He and Diana team up and fall hard, breaking all kinds of ancient rules and spiraling into a cross-time, cross-continent love story, packed with danger, legacy drama, and magical politics. With dreamy visuals, smart writing, and leads who've got legit chemistry, A Discovery of Witches is perfect for anyone who grew up on supernatural romance but wants it with more brains and better aesthetics. It's giving dark academia meets magical thirst trap, and honestly, we're here for it. Number 3. His Dark Materials, streaming on Max. This one's straight up cosmic. His Dark Materials takes fantasy to another level. Literally, based on Philip Pullman's iconic trilogy, this series dives deep into parallel worlds, mind-bending mysteries, and the ultimate showdown between free will and authority. It's not just a fantasy, it's a full-on spiritual awakening with killer storytelling. At the center is Lyra Balakwa, a bold and brainy orphan raised by scholars in a world where your soul straight up chills beside you as a talking animal, aka your demon. Yeah, it's as cool as it sounds. When her bestie gets snatched, she kicks off a wild adventure that uncovers dust, this deep, trippy substance tied to consciousness and the meaning of life. She links up with Will, a kid from another world who's rocking the subtle knife. It literally cuts through dimensions. And together, they're out here facing corrupt governments, rebel angels, and straight-up gods. With Daphne Keane, Ruth Wilson, and James McAvoy absolutely slaying their roles, the show hits hard, emotionally, visually, and philosophically. If you're into big brain fantasy with a side of heartbreak and rebellion, His Dark Materials is peak TV. Don't skip it. Number 2. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norl, streaming on Prime Video. Okay, this one, total hidden gem status. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norl is a dark, dreamy fantasy set in an alt version of 19th century England where magic used to be a big deal, but now it's more dusty old books than spellcasting. That is, until 2 totally opposite magicians step into the scene. Mr. Norl is a buttoned-up, bookish recluse who wants to make magic respectable again. Meanwhile, Jonathan Strange is his chaotic foil, charismatic, reckless, and packed with raw, untamed power. At first, they team up to bring magic back, but things get real messy when forbidden spells, fae known as the gentleman with the thistledown hair and the legend of the Raven King start creeping in. The vibes? Immaculate. It's giving Pride and Prejudice meets Pan's Labyrinth with a side of war, madness, and gothic energy. Visually stunning, wicked smart, and full of eerie twists. This 7-episode miniseries is a one-season wonder you do not want to miss. It's got magic, politics, and serious dark academia energy. Don't sleep on this one. It's elite. Number 1, Kingdom, streaming on Netflix. If you haven't watched Kingdom yet, you're seriously missing out. This show is a wild mashup of historical drama, political backstabbing, and straight-up zombie chaos, all set in Korea's Joseon dynasty. The vibe? Insane. Crown Prince Lee Chang is trying to figure out what's up with his dad's mysterious sickness, but what he uncovers is way darker. A plague that's turning people into undead monsters, and it's spreading fast. Now, he's got to dodge zombies, shady officials, and a kingdom falling apart, all while fighting to take back his throne and stop this nightmare from taking over. Visually gorgeous AF. The sets and costumes are on point, and the suspense will have you glued to the screen. With 2 epic seasons, plus the spine-chilling special Ashen of the North, Kingdom totally flips the zombie game on its head with style and savage energy. Think Game of Thrones meets Train to Busan. Dark, smart, and absolutely unforgettable. And that's a wrap on our countdown. From the twisted magic of the magicians to the shadowy scheming in Carnival Row and the undead madness of Kingdom, these shows take fantasy to a whole new level. Dark, thrilling, and straight up iconic. If your next binge just made the list, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss out on our latest hidden gems and must-watch series. Honestly, I can't even focus on Yale knowing shows like these exist. Got a fantasy show that's low-key fire and needs some shine? Drop it in the comments. We're always cooking up the next epic watch. Thanks for vibing with us, and we'll catch you in the next one.